Welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads, and we're going to be going over database mastery for the week of November 4th through the 9th. And we're going to be in the accounts doing things. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, go ahead and pause the video as needed as we go through it, get it done, get it scheduled. If you're on the call live, make sure you ask questions. And if you ever need any more help, get with our support or get in the mastermind group and be active. I'd love to see you there. It's a private Facebook mastermind group, so you have to ask support for an invitation, and then they'll get that to you, and you will be part of the cool club. So regarding your database, what does Listings to Leads have for you now is we have automated buyer and seller email campaigns. So you can set it up so that all buyer leads, all seller leads are on an automated forever email plan. We don't do the 12 month, 6 months. I don't think you're going to quit real estate in 6 months or 12 months. And some people are going to be in your database for 3 to 5 years before they do anything. Some will be in there for maybe 1 week or 1 month. So there's no time for a 6 month or 1 year plan. We do it forever. We do email blasts. So all of your listings, your PDF guides, there's 80 of them, the landing pages and our new marketing packs, they've all got emails associated with them. One of the new things that you may have seen is that we're coming out these new marketing packs. So for example, and you'll see this in the call today, there was the Case-Shiller CoreLogic report that came out last week. There was a pending home sales report that came out from NAR last week. We created email blasts for you to share with your audience. So if you haven't done that yet, it's not too late. In fact, I just saw a YouTube video this morning of a guy covering the exact same topic. So the information is still awesome to send. We've got AI text follow-up. This is absolutely awesome. I would highly recommend that you try it out. The only thing I'll say about the AI text follow-up is it's not really going to be worth it if you're not running 1 to 2 ads at a time. You got to run leads through it. It's not something where you generate 2 leads and they're both going to turn out being listing appointments. That's not how it works. So you really want to be running preferably 20 to 50 leads a week or more through that so that it can get you some good listing appointments, some good contacts. So I've seen some really great engagement with it. I think it's totally worth it. Even if you got regular follow-up, you got your CRM, you've got whatever it is that you're doing your follow-up, this AI text follow-up, I think was still worth it. And I think it's absolutely awesome. So I highly recommend you trying it out. We are coming out with 10-digit text follow-ups. So as part of an email text blast or text campaigns that'll be coming out later this year. And in Listings to Leads, you can create custom audiences on your social media. So it's not directly related to the database, but it's taking your database and you can download it into a CSV file and upload it into Listings to Leads so that you can run ads. And I think in particular, it's great for seller ads. So anyways, you can do that. Let me see here. Yep. Okay, great. So before we get into the accounts, I do want to take a moment and just highlight and introduce, if you haven't seen this yet, our new marketing pack. So how many of you on this call now have seen this yet? So type into the question box. Good to see everybody. So many more people logging on. Good to see all of you. But how many of you have seen these new marketing packs? I just dropped the link for this into the GoToWebinar control panel. This is also in the mastermind group. You'll see it in the mastermind group. I think if you just go and type in, let's go try it out ourselves for everyone else. Go to the mastermind group. And I think if you search, there's a search tool here on the upper right. If you click on it, and you type in marketing packs, there you go. So this is one that was the Case-Shiller. And from 4 days ago, this is the pending home sales. And you can see here. And so we got an email blast. We've got social media. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So take a look at that a little bit later. And as you scroll down here, let me just tease this a little bit. Here's the social media post. So a great post regarding the pending home sales. And I'll show you where this is in your account. You got TikTok. And there's a poll that you won't see on the desktop. But on mobile, you'll see the poll. So right here, there's a poll on mobile. And then there's a call to action at the end. So this is in your Listing Leads account that you can use today. Here's a YouTube short. And we got an Instagram reel. And now these are not meant to replace you. These are not meant to replace the videos that you do. And you're going to see me talking about that in here. In fact, here, let me show you the Instagram story and poll real quick before that's for a different one. Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Real estate info. So you'll see on Instagram, and if you haven't done this, I highly recommend it. Again, this is not social media, but I got all the different categories here on my Instagram profile. And under RE info, I've got, that was from Kay Schiller. There's the poll for Kay Schiller. This is pending home sales. And this is in your account right now. You can use it. This is the poll. And if you scroll down, there's a walkthrough video where I walk you through how to do this. And you can see there, and you can see I'm talking about the email right there. It's in the media library, which I'll point out in a minute. There's the email blast that we'll take a look at, of course, as part, this is the database mastery call. But here you're going to see I talk about the video. And I mentioned these little videos that we're giving you are not supplements for your beautiful, wonderful faces and energy that you want to get out. And so we've got a video script that you, again, your beautiful smile and the beautiful energy you're going to put out in the world. This is a great script that you can use that will be a great companion to those ones that we're providing you. So make sure you take a look at that. So let's go to Listings to Leads, log into your account. Everything I'm going to show you, you can do in a free trial. So if you are not a client, sign up for a free trial and let's get together and get this done. Now, again, real quickly before I go on to the emails, the media library right here, this is where those images and videos are. So click media library and you can type in, for example, pending home sales. And I do that. We're doing a lot of work on this. This is something that's new. And the cool thing is we were able to not have to design anything new in our system to implement this new tool set, but we are going to do a little bit of work to make it more accessible. But this is pretty easy. Come on. So here are all the images. And you'll see here, images, video. So here's videos. And here's Instagram, YouTube video, Instagram poll video. So you can put a poll on this one. And here's a TikTok where you can put a poll on it. If I click on any one of them, right now, what you're going to want to do, we're adding a download button, but you can right click, save video as, and I would just write Instagram. Maybe I'll have my team name it more like this. So it's just a little bit easier to read, but you can see here, Instagram and YouTube video. And really, you can put any of these videos anywhere you want. Just the difference is this version here runs the graph all the way through. And in the walkthrough video, I show you how to post it, add music, add the polls. So you can see here, there's no empty space for a poll. And if I close this and I show you the other one, like the TikTok, where you can put a poll. And so when I play this one, you're going to see there's going to be a blank spot in a minute here. And again, using polls, in fact, I might do a dedicated webinar on how to do a poll. So this is where the poll would be on TikTok. And then we got the ending. So make sure to check that out. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about bringing current news and topics as they come up. We're doing it every other week. We'll at least drop one. And I think we're going to try to work it to every week. We're going to have one of these new media packs for marketing packs for you to share on your social media. So give me some comments on that. I'd love to get your feedback, whether it's now or later going forward. Share your feedback with us because again, let me show you here real quickly. If I go back to that blog post and I go to Instagram, and if I go to homes, here's a poll on a pending listing, right? This Folsom home went pending and I got a poll there for that. Here's a listing that just sold in Folsom. So what I'm doing here is I'm using these image from Listings to Leads. And again, I got a poll. Thinking about selling your home, want to download the Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast guide. Some options on mobile. And then, and then this one here, it's the same sold listing, But now I'm doing what is your home worth? And people can click here right from my Instagram story to go to my landing page. So in one of my stories, I'm offering a guide for a sold listing, and another one I'm offering a home value. So learning how to do a poll on Instagram, TikTok is very powerful. In fact, you can do them on YouTube now, which I haven't done it on YouTube yet, but I will very quickly. And then I'll share how to do that with everybody as well. Any quick questions before we get into the emails? I'm going to head back to the dashboard. This is where you land when you first log into Listings to Leads. I'm going to scroll down here. In fact, first of all, let me show you the follow-ups. Let's go to follow-ups. So these are the forever follow-up plans in your account. You got seller lead follow-up and buyer lead follow-up. Automated, all you got to do is turn them on, and then every seller lead, every buyer lead coming in will be assigned to one of those two campaigns. You can create new campaigns. You can edit these campaigns. You can edit the cadence of them. You can edit the text in them. You can edit the subject line. And how we've got these set up for both the buyer campaigns and the seller campaigns is, let me explain here. So notice the first email, right? The first email is always the autoresponder. So whether it's a listing, a landing page, or a PDF guide, when those leads are initially generated, they will get an autoresponder that is editable, and you can turn it on and off and everything like that at that tool. So whether it's the listing, go to edit listing, the landing page, go to edit landing page, the PDF guide, right? Go to the PDF guide section, and that's where you can edit those autoresponders. But then as far as the follow-up part, that's where this comes in. So you can see here, I got this set up to go after 2 days. So day one would be the autoresponder. So this would be the next day. And I'm offering a PDF guide, inexpensive ways to increase your home value. So this is for seller leads. And then notice email number 2. Look how short that is. It's literally like 2 very short sentences. And then email number 3 in the seller campaign is offering another guide. So in Listings to Leads, we've got 40 plus different PDF guides for homeowners and home sellers. And so what we do is every other email in the seller campaign is a guide. So we just go through all the guides. And then, so those are the odds or the evens. The second email, the 4th, the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, right? Those are all going to be guides. And then the odd emails. So one is the autoresponder, and then 3, 5, 7, 9, and going on forever. Those are the short little emails. So here's the second short email. Your Zillow could be wrong, right? You're going to click super short. This is an even one. So it's a guide, 5 tips to sell your home and home selling guide. This looks like it might've been something I added as a test. Questions to ask before selling your home, another guide. Get the most money for your home. Again, super short. And the whole idea here is either to add value or to ask a quick question without having the lead go through a 500-word essay, right? We're trying to increase engagement. And I tell you, we've gotten phenomenal feedback from these. So in Listings to Leads, I would highly recommend coming in here. If your current email follow-up is not helping engage your leads, try ours. They're absolutely phenomenal. And again, I've had great feedback from great agents on this. So all you have to do is just come in here, turn them on. You can see here, I've got others. Oh, we also got Spanish. So for the Spanish ones, when you use like the PDF guides or some of the other tools have Spanish options, then they will go to the Spanish follow-up automatically. So get with our support if you need more help on that one. But you can see here, I've created new campaigns. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do here. So that's under follow-up. I highly recommend again that you do that as a default if your current email is not working for you. Now let's go to an email blast, because these are phenomenal for just your standard, making sure nothing slips through the cracks. Now we want to have a layer on top of that. And so we got 2 kind of different tracks to take, and you want to know both of them. The first one is to scroll down from the dashboard and you're going to see a widget, a section, and it's called Database Email Blast Engage Seller and Buyer Leads. And so you can see here, these are just the most recent will be here, and then I can go to all. But you can see here, October 20th, we dropped the listings 23% below pre-pandemic level. That was I believe, the CoreLogic Case Shiller email blast and marketing pack. So if I click the subject line, here's the email pre-written for you already. And I tell you, we got great, smart people working here that are creating these emails, right? We go through a few different people, making sure everything is good to go. We drop it into your account. We do send out emails. We do post it to the mastermind group. So if you're missing this, if you're not aware of this stuff, get into the mastermind group and make sure you are checking your emails. All right. When we email you, hopefully you're checking them, because we're letting you know there's new tools available or there's new lead gen opportunities available. So this email here, feel free to edit it as needed. What I always recommend, the first thing to do is click send test email. So again, let me close that up here in the upper right along the top. There's send email. So I'm going to click send. And let me go to my other monitor and I will refresh my email. And there it is. I'm going to pop it out and I will bring it over for everyone to see. So here's that email. And in the email, they can get to your agent listing website, because we're offering them our 100% home marketing plan. And we're also offering them a home value estimate update. And we're also offering them guide. Where's my PDF? Oh, yeah. Ultimate guide to selling a home right there. So the agent website that you got from Listings to Leads automatically is linked to from that email. Here's the email. Here's the guide, Ultimate Guide to Selling a Home. They can click that. It will download you don't have to do anything. We automatically set these links up for you so they can get to the agent listing website. They can get to let me click on that. There we go. The guide, and you got your Listings to Leads signature at the bottom. What an awesome email, right? Absolutely awesome email. Oh, sorry about that. Let me bring that back up again. So you can send it through Listings to Leads, or you can also send it through your own CRM, which I'll show you. So to send from Listings to Leads, select a contact list. So this would be appropriate for homeowners in particular, I think. And yeah, it could be good for all of them really, but it was written really for your seller leads. I'm going to send it to my seller leads, click schedule, or click send. Either way, I would get that email out ASAP. Now, if you want to send it through your own CRM, let me show you how to do that. And I will show you using LineDesk. I don't really recommend LineDesk. I just have a free account with it. Let me just log in. And it literally takes you a few seconds to do this. It's so easy. What you can do is you click this button here called copy code. And then what we'll do is we're going to click that button. It's going to copy all the code. We're going to go into our CRM and we're going to send it out to all of our contacts there. Here we go. I click the button. You can see everything refreshed and got a little message. Code was copied successfully. I'm going to go to my CRM. I'm going to navigate to where I can send out an email blast. If you're not sure how to do that, ask your CRM support. It's usually just a couple of clicks, like you can see here. I go to contacts and LineDesk, bulk actions, email. I'll just email to here. I'm just going to say how to email all of them. But again, this is primarily for seller leads. Here's the only thing that's weird. Click this button here called source up here in the editor, source, and a pop-up's going to happen, and just paste all that stuff. Doesn't matter what it is or what it's called or anything about it. Because when you do that, look what happens. I got that beautiful email again. But now, instead of going out of Listings to Leads, it's going to go from my account or from my CRM. And all I got to do now is put in the subject line. So I'll just come back to Listings to Leads, copy, or highlight, copy, and again, paste. So right there, I pasted in the subject line. Here, I've got all of the email. Looks like it threw in a little space right there, so I can just edit it a little bit. I deleted. There we go. So a beautiful email that I could in my CRM. So either send or schedule and get that out to all of your leads. So again, this is part of the marketing pack. So if you go to the media library and you search CoreLogic, you will find all the files for Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook as well. So highly recommend that you do that. Again, watch the video that I referred to a little bit earlier and get that email out the door. And you'll see there's other emails here as well. So you can tell I haven't sent these because it says draft, but I sent this one. So here's another phenomenal one. Are investors offering you or a loved one pennies on the dollar? I tell you, if you got a sales area where there's a lot of homes built before maybe 1995 to 2000, right? So built before that time, this could be a phenomenal email to send out as well. There's actually a landing page for this. So again, you can get our training on that. Absolutely awesome. This is the pending home sales report from NAR that came out, I believe, on Thursday or Friday of last week. So pending home sales rose by 7.4%. Now, you can't send out all of these at once, obviously, but what you can do is tee them up and get them scheduled. So whether you do it from listings to leads, here's the schedule, or you click copy code, go to your CRM, and then schedule it out there. But these are the kind of emails that you want to be getting to your database, because this is current information that will help them make a decision on when is the best time for them to buy or sell. We are not rah-rahing the market, right? We don't want to be the person that every time you go to, there's some channels on YouTube, right, where you go to the channel and every single video, the sky is falling or something dramatic is happening. And to be honest, it gets tiring after a while. You know what I mean? It gets really tiring. And so we don't want to fatigue our audience with this hyper sensational kind of headlines, because they're just going to tune you out. So we're not rah-rahing the market. All we are doing with this information is we're summarizing it, and we're putting it in a format for you to share with your audience so they can make the best decision for them. Now we're going to frame it to be appropriate for a seller to give, so they can see the appropriate options and some things to think about. But we're also always going to be saying that local conditions can be different. These are national numbers. This is a national thing. This is a great way to get the conversation going. But what would be a phenomenal thing to do, what I always recommend, when you send an email to your database, like this one here, you can do one of two things. You can be the standard typical agent that's not going to follow up with their database, and they're going to let the email try and do all the work for them. But I want you to be the second agent that I'm going to describe. And that would be to think of the email as the grease on the ramp. So you want to go down this ramp and you want to go down as fast as possible and get the highest jump that you can possibly get. If you just run down the ramp, you can only go as fast as you can go. But if you grease it, now you can go a lot faster, right? You can just slide down that ramp at 100 miles an hour and get a great jump off. That's how this is here. The email is really a great way to grease that ramp so that you can make a quick did you get phone call. So what I would do is I would email this out to my entire database. After it is sent, I would go in and find my top 5 to 10 leads, right? In this case, my top 5 to 10 seller leads, and I would call them up. So I might say something like, hey, Rod, this is Scott, and I just want to make sure that you saw the email I sent out on the new NAR home sales pending report that was just released a couple of days ago. You can see there that the pending sales increased 7.4% in August, up 2.6% compared to last year. Locally, it's a little bit different than that, but I just want to make sure you got the email and to see if you have any questions. Even if you just leave a voicemail, right, a quick 10 to 15 second voicemail, so they can hear your voice, they know that you're alive, right? You're not going to force them or talk them into buying or selling, but by staying in easy contact like that with them. You're not making a sales call. You don't have to freak out and get all nervous about making the phone call, because you're just making a quick did you get call to see if they got this great information. Everybody, does that make sense for everybody? On the standard follow-up emails, you wouldn't necessarily do that, right? I'm not going to sit there and call my client up and say, hey, did you get the email I sent regarding the Zillow's estimates? You could, but for the email blast in particular, and for the other emails we're going to be talking about today, I always want you to look at those emails again as the grease, and your phone call, that is what we're trying to increase our odds of having more great phone calls. So again, think of the emails as the phone, like I said, as a lead in to helping you get more connections when you call them up. And the other group of clients I would call, or leads I would call, is the people that open up the emails. After the email goes out, for example, I can go here and I can see everyone that opened the email, and I would just start calling these people up if you got their phone number. So I can go to that lead, and I tell you what's really cool. We're adding a power calling feature. That is going to be really awesome. So here's the phone number. So I would start calling my leads. You're right. Hey, Olivia, this is Scott. And hey, I just sent an email out to all my clients, all my VIPs regarding the new home pending report, right? Up 7.4% year over year, right? Whatever that was. You get my point. And I just want to make sure that you got that. What a great phone call. And if you do it where you call 5 to 10 on a regular basis, like what we're going to talk about today, A, it's a lot easier for you. And B, you're going to get so much more out of your database. And you're going to become a better agent, right? Because if you sit there and wait until the end of the year or the end of the quarter to call through your database and try to do it in one big, massive chunk, oh my God, that's so tiring. But that is so tiring. Call a few every day. And again, every day we got a different email blast that you can use to, again, grease those skids and get more engagement from your phone calls. Because to me, my lead gen and marketing strategy is to do a little bit of a lot of different things. So I got multiple hooks in the water so that I am never reliant on one channel. Or you don't ever want to be reliant on just one channel. So everybody good to go on these database email blast? Now, one thing I'll point out, if you scroll back up on the dashboard to the top, you can customize your dashboard right under the 1-minute lead gen tips, which I highly recommend. In fact, let me click on that real quick. And you can see here, these are all 1-minute videos where I'm walking through a lead gen tip or a new tool that you may not have known about. Again, I highly recommend taking a look at this. And so what I was going to show you was the customized dashboard. So if I click on that, there are different things I can turn on and off. And I can also click and drag these widgets so that I can have what I want, where I want it. And so how I've got it is my ads are on top, active listings, my pending listings. So these are two things I do every week, right? If you're following our training. And then I've got the recommended email blast next, my seller landing pages, my seller PDF guides, buyer landing pages, buyer guides, and then I got the things on the right-hand side. All right. So we have now gone through the email blasts. We talked about the marketing pack. So those are all phenomenal. We talked about the automated follow-up campaigns for both buyer leads and seller leads. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about will be in the marketing calendar. So let's go to the marketing calendar. And hopefully this is something that you already know following our training. Every week, we're going to market a listing that's ours or borrowed, because this is literally the best way to fill up our database. We're going to get buyer leads. Some of those will be seller leads, right? Some of those are going to pop early. Some of those are going to be bad leads. Some of those are going to sit in our database for 2 to 3 years before they ever respond to anything we send them. And then they're going to let us know they need to buy or sell, right? In 2027, who knows? We don't know. That is why we want to be consistent. right? Your inconsistency is what is killing you. Every week we're going to market a listing, right? As I mentioned yesterday, we got the checklist, the guide, and I'm going to click on view to go to market listing. And every listing has an eFlyer. And I'm going to tell you, in fact, I'm going to be doing a video soon. I get so many bad eFlyers from agents. So I click on the green market listing button, eFlyer for your database right here. You'll see it halfway down, eFlyer for your database. Our eFlyers were designed for two reasons. One, to maximize your buyer lead generation, but additionally, to maximize the buyer lead generation of leads of people that need to sell a home as well. So notice we talk about the listing that we're marketing for the week. In this case, I got an open house that I borrowed. So I'm holding open another agent's listing, but I'm still going to send this to my database, of course, right? It would make no sense to not send this to my database. And then notice it says right there, when this home is sold, it'll affect your home's value. So people get the email, they click the link or the image, and they take them to the single property website. So many of your eFlyers that I get from you take me to Google Maps. It takes me to maybe your IDX, which is pretty lame, right? Seriously, your IDX does not look great on mobile. It doesn't. It looks like a government website, and it's probably not working out for you so great. You send them our eFlyer, and this on mobile, beautiful. And it's going to generate more leads than your IDX, because here you got your professional photos, which you don't have on your IDX. You can add your property videos, which you don't have on IDX. We've got other call to actions embedded into the information, which you certainly don't have on your IDX. You got 3D tours, which you probably don't have access to in most of your single property websites. You've got your 100-point home marketing plan, which you don't have on your IDX or website. Print brochures, home values, maps and local, Google Street View, PDF guides, school information, the walk score, your client reviews, your other listings, yours are borrowed, right? Who here thinks they've got something better to send people to, right? Via an eFlyer. You probably don't, right? And so using those eFlyers from your IDX or your CRM or Canva, oh my God, please don't. Just don't. I'm going to click send test email. Let's take a look at this together, and I will pop it out. There we go. It's on my other monitor. I'm looking at it. It looks gorgeous. Got the beautiful slideshow right there. Let me just drag it. There we go. So whether it's a coming soon, a just listed, active, open house, whether it's your listing or a borrowed listing, right? Yesterday in Social Media Mastery, we walked through doing the ad, the post, the short form video, and for listing agents, the social media post for the seller. Get this eFlyer to your database. It's beautiful. Look at that. So there they go to the single property website, and when they click this image or link, they're going to go to the home value landing page, which, because my email's over there, popped up over there, but there's the landing page. And then your listings to lead signature at the bottom, again, the landing page again. And then here is my client review website. And of course it popped up in my other monitor. Let me just bring it over. And I took my client review website from listings to leads and actually added an interview, which I thought was cool. And so imagine you have a great client video that you could put right on your client review website like this. And so this is a client here.
Team members to use, and they're like high adopters. There's an easy button to run Facebook ads. There's an easy button to run Google ads. There's a checklist in terms of print marketing, like a nearby homeowner letter that can go out and invite people to our catered in.
Right. So that's a client talking about listings to leads. And then I got all of my reviews right here. I got my 100-point home marketing plan, a client review video, and then I got my guides, My other list, you can see they can get new construction home information, first-time home buyers, my social media posts, home value again. When you plan to buy, we can help. Come on. Is that not gorgeous? So hopefully you can see why when you send out an e-flyer from another program, you're losing business, you're leaking leads. Use the e-flyer from listings to leads. And again, you should be sending out an e-flyer for a listing for sale every single week. All right. Yours or borrowed, it doesn't matter. Every single week. That's how you're going to become a top producer, is by doing these things that we're talking about every single week. Database call script right below it. Again, I referenced this a little bit earlier. For every email, there's going to be a call script 99% of the time, I think. Here's the script. And again, send this out either from your CRM, like I showed you earlier, or send it through listings to leads, as far as the e-flyer, and then call your top 5 to 10 buyer leads in this case. And then I would also call the people that open up the email. So I would probably send the email out, call my top 5 to 10 buyer leads. And then after I call them up, I'm going to go and look at my stats, and I'm going to see who opened the email. And then I'm going to call them right away. Why am I going to wait? They just opened the email. I don't know if they clicked anything necessarily, or it'll tell you if they did, if you send it from listings to leads, probably your CRM as well. So I would call everyone that opened and clicked the email. And then I would go through my opens, and I would try to see how many people could I call right in the time I got available. Try to at least give yourself 10 to 15 minutes and just call through 3, 4, 5, 10 people as you're able to that have opened up the email. Now, don't call them up and say, hey, Rod, this is Scott. I see that you opened up my email 3 times and clicked the link twice. No, don't even say anything. It would be just the same as calling up somebody like you did earlier from the database. Right. So I just call up, and just like you see here, right? Hey, Rod, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. I want to let you know that we're having an open house in Ambient Way in Granite Bay on Friday. I sent an email to you with the link to the single property website, right? I'm just reading the stuff in gray here, and just go through it. And now at the bottom of these scripts, you're going to see, do they own a home in the farm area? So if this person, maybe they're a buyer lead, but they also own a home, then here's the version you would use for the end. If they are a lead that owns a home not in the farm area, there's another version. And if they are a buyer lead, then you can give them this version. So that is how awesome all of this is. And there's even a version if you don't send out the e-flyer. So I would highly recommend you do send the e-flyer, because I think that's going to make it a lot more, you'll get a lot more engagement. But if you don't, for whatever reason, there is a version there as well. So again, get the e-flyer to your database. You can either send now. In fact, if you click send now, so here's to all of my leads for the listing. So I've generated 11 leads for this listing, and I can say, just send to all my buyer leads. So either way, you got your choice and click send. You can also, again, click copy code, go to your CRM and drop it in there, and either click send or schedule as well. So I always tell people, do that on Mondays. That's what, if you follow the marketing calendar, so back here on the marketing calendar, if you follow a marketing calendar, I think you would be well served. If you didn't send that out from yesterday, send it out today to your buyer leads. And then again, let's click on Tuesday, sold and pending. Again, here's the checklist. Here's the guide. And here's market listings. I click view. It's going to take me to the pending and sold listings. And again, marketing a pending or sold listing every single week, yours or borrowed, is probably the one thing I would do every single week without fail. If I could only do one thing, if I could only do one thing every single week, it would be to market a pending or sold listing, mine or borrowed, because that generates the best quality seller leads for the price. So if you want to generate the best quality seller leads for the price, you can do it with your pending or sold, and you can borrow a pending or sold without even having to ask the listing agent. We got the training on it. I'll throw that to you in a minute. But for the database email and script, click market listing. And I would send this to my seller leads. So do the one for the buyer leads today, right? Try to do it ASAP. And then to the election day, I know weird, right? Maybe you don't want to call people. Maybe you do. Maybe people are getting so sick of the election coverage that they want a little bit of diversion, or maybe you can tie in some sort of joke about the election, or what, you get my point though. So it's going to be an odd day. But hey, you know what? Like I said, maybe people are just sick of they're just tired of getting all those text messages, vote Trump, vote Kamala, and all the phone calls and all that crap. And you calling them up regarding a pending or sold listing might be just a nice diversion for them. Who knows? But regardless, eFlyer for your database. This is for a pending or sold. Now notice, once a listing goes pending or sold, we change the language around the second half. Now it says your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. And again, if they click up here, they're going to go to the single property website for the listing. And once the listing goes pending or sold, we actually convert all of the lead capture, all of the call to actions. We actually convert that to sellers, right? To seller lead capture. That is why pending and solds are really the best. You're going to see here, and I put this in the mastermind group yesterday. So go to the mastermind group for this post. I change the language in the property description once that listing goes pending to reflect the fact that it's going to be mostly homeowners that now see this, because all the marketing I'm doing are to homeowners. And so the homeowners are going to be the one that sees this. So I actually go in here and I change my property description to reflect the fact that I want people who may be thinking about selling their home to get motivated. And so you can see here, I got thinking about selling your home, and boom, I talk about my 100% home marketing plan. And even above here, right, I mentioned the fact that it sold for $956, $75,000 over the Zillow's estimate. Our 100% home marketing plan got over 50,000 views for this home. And then, you can just see here, while some homes are taking longer, we got 45 buyer inquiries, 12 showings, 2 offers, and a final sales price and date that met the homeowner's goals perfectly. And then I do one paragraph about the property. So I do mention a little bit about the current listing. And then I go right into thinking about selling your home. Boom, boom. Because what do we have in listings to leads? Actually, that's cool. A little video in my single property website. Very cool. Here's your 100% home marketing plan that people can download. And again, even if you literally signed up 5 minutes ago, your listing is in your account and you sent it out and you never even saw this would work perfectly because we set it up all automatically. All right. There's nothing behind the scenes here that I'm not telling you. All you got to do is just send it out. So again, you can either click send now, you can copy the code, go to your CRM. So we are adding, it should have been here by now. We are adding the schedule button here. But again, it's Tuesday. I would send this out right after my buyers and I would send it to all of my seller leads. Again, I'm going to click send now, send to all of my seller leads right there, seller leads, or send it out of my CRM to all my seller leads. And then right below it, database call script. Here's the script to use. Because this is a pending listing, we don't have anything for buyers. So it's either if they own a home in the farm area option, or owns a home not in the farm area. So again, as you're calling your leads, if they live around the listing, there's one version. And if they don't live around the listing, there's another version. You can use them interchangeably, but they are just set up a little bit to be, what's the word I want to use? Optimized for those two audiences. If you feel like, hey, you know what? I want to use the owns a home not in the farm area version for the people in the area, just take a look at it, make sure it works for you. And if you think it's awesome, go for it and see how it works. And then again, there's a version when you don't send out the eFlyer, but please send out that eFlyer. The eFlyers are the grease that skids the wheels. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back to my marketing calendar. So we did the listing to our buyers. We did the sold pending to our sellers. And then every week there's a PDF guide to send out to our database. We alternate weekly between buyer guides and seller guides. This week it's the seller guide, Secrets of Selling Your Home Fast. I'm going to click on it. Again, here's the checklist, the guide, the step-by-step marketing guides. I'm going to click on view. I'm right into the marketing section for Secrets of Selling Your Home Fast. That's just what the guide that we talked about. And right here, eFlyer for your database. Here's the eFlyer. Got my signature at the bottom. And so here I can either click copy code, go to my CRM, send test email, which I always recommend, or send it. And again, this would be something I would send to my seller leads. So set a reminder to come back in here. And I would do this 2 to 3 days after you do the pending and sold. And again, I would call the database call screen. And again, let me just show you here real quick. Let's send this out. Let me show you. This is such a great email. These guides really perform above their weight level, if that even made any sense. Their class, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you're a boxer, I think that's probably came from the idea of like boxers in a smaller weight division, they could fight somebody in a higher and win it. That's how this is. So here's the email, a link to go download the PDF guide, Secrets of Selling Your Home Fast, all branded to you. There's nothing you need to do. As long as you did your profile, you added your logo, you added your profile picture, the guides, they're all branded and they're all ready for you to use right now. And again, your listings to lead signature at the bottom, beautiful, all good stuff right there. So get that to your seller leads. Get that to your seller leads. I would send that out probably 2 to 3 days after my pending and sold email. And what do we got here? Surprise, we got a database call script for you. So again, look at your, whether it's in your CRM or listings to leads, find your next 5 to 10 leads, in this case, your next 5 to 10 seller leads, and call them up. Again, you got the script right here for you. It's an easy, did you get phone call? Those are the best. And start engaging more of your leads. And again, I go back to the marketing calendar. Always go back to the marketing calendar if you don't know what to do. Look at the week, look at the day, right? Figure out how we're going to, just like I'm walking you through, we can plan all of this out in one sitting. So on Thursday, I'm sorry, where am I at? Right here. Thursday. So this Thursday, the home value estimate and invite. So this is the what is your home worth? So again, guide, marketing tools, and the landing pages. I'm going to go to marketing tools. Now, you may or may not know this. When somebody becomes a lead off of actually any seller lead that has an address, if any seller lead in your account has an email and a property address, a home address associated with their record, every single month, the first week of the month, they're going to get an email with their home value estimate update. So again, every seller lead in your account with listings to leads that has an email and an address will get a automated home value estimate update email the first week of every month. Absolutely awesome. Typically that's going to be, they filled out the what is your home worth landing page, but it could be, maybe they came in from somewhere else. As long as they got an email and an address, they're going to get that email. But you can also send this out. And this is just a quick update this is really meant for people that may not have gotten the other email where you're inviting them to get a home value estimate update. They can see all homes for sale and they can view your client review website. So this is a great email as well. And this might be something I send out on Thursday to all, or like 2 to 3 days after the PDF guide email. So I would set it up either in my CRM or come back into listings to leads. Again, send test email, send it to myself, check it out, make sure it looks great. It will. In fact, there it is. Again, I'll pop it out. I'll bring it over. Here's the email, the homes for sale and sold report for October 2024. And again, this email is completely editable. So if you want to add in some quick verbiage right here. So if you got a marketing report, I wouldn't do much more than a paragraph. You could drop it in right here in the editor. So I can just click right here and I can paste in a paragraph about my local market here. And then I can send it or copy code, go to my CRM and get that out to all of my leads. And again, a database call script. Again, we're going to send out an email and then we're going to call through a few of our leads. It's just, we want them to hear our voice. We want them to hear our voice. For the people that we can get a hold of, great. And yeah, some people are going to just tell you to get lost. Some people are going to just hang up on you. Some people, whatever, who cares? Don't take it personally and don't delete them. Don't get all pissy. Don't get mad. Don't start crying about it. They're just busy. They got problems in their lives. Everyone's stressed out. So don't take stuff personally. If somebody treats you in a way that is really maybe they're not the most respectful, just let them go and call the next person. Your goal as a salesperson is to find the next person that you can help. And that's what we're doing here. This is uncovering, because again, and then call through like every email after a few hours, or maybe even after a half hour or so, look at all the people that opened up the email and call them as well. Because those people, they saw the email and now they hear your phone call. And for those that are getting more to that point about selling their home, this is what's going to help get more of those people to take action and to take action towards you and not somebody else. So, man, I'm telling you, we got so much content that you're really going to have to almost pick and choose what you want to use. Because I think and that's why you want to make sure you're using these tools. Because again, I would send out the listing to all of my leads, buyer leads, and then the pending sold to all of my seller leads on the same day. And then that way, a couple of days later, I can send out the guide to my sellers. And then maybe I send out the email blast for the pending home sales report. And also another way to think about those is that the email blasts are like the breaking news. So even if I send out an eFlyer, maybe the pending and sold to my database, not within a half hour, but let's just say 4 to 5 hours later, if I were to drop the pending home sales email to my seller leads, they're not going to freak out about it, because this is like that breaking news. So this is what's happening right now in the market, right? The pending home sales report was just released. Here are the numbers. I just want to share it with you. This is breaking news. So you don't need to worry about it so much as far as timing, as long as it's not right after the previous email. Does that make sense for everybody? Just making sure the fact that it's like anything else, unless you're fighting somebody and you want to hit them as hard, as fast as possible. But when it comes to calling or emailing or something like that, as long as it was 2 follow-up emails back to back, that would not be good. But if it's a email about a listing or it's a follow-up email or whatever, that's those standard emails, that's great. And then we drop a breaking news blast on them, that's totally fine. You don't need to worry about that. But with that, does anybody have any questions about attacking database? Now, in fact, somebody asked me a question, can the platform be used as a CRM? It can be right now. We are actually building it out more so that it can be used as I don't want to say a full CRM necessarily, but I think for most agents, it'll be what they need, and they really won't need a CRM. Yeah, later on, you'll be able to bulk text once we have that functionality added. But for all of these tools, I believe there are short URLs. So let me see here, for example. So let's say here's the listing that I emailed and I called through my database with. And let me see here. I'm a little bit off my normal stuff, but let's see if I can find it. What I'm looking for is the short URL. And I think it might be under QR code for some reason. No, maybe not. Blog, Craig, YouTube. Yeah. If you want, ask support, because I do think To be honest, the URLs for your listings, sorry, the way we do it, what we do is we do the first 12 or 13 characters of the address. In this case here, right, the full thing, the street address, right? It's 15 Ambient Way is the address. And that was short enough to fit completely perfect. And then we do the best listing or world's best listing, or we got those domains.com. So usually you can use those in a text message. So you could copy that. I clicked on view, excuse me. You can click copy and then drop that into a text message with a little blurb and send it out as a text message via whatever program you're using. Strategic order would be first email, phone calls, and then other emails. Yes, in the simplest format, yes. I would say start with the marketing calendar, right? So let's say today's Tuesday. I go to the marketing calendar and I see pending and sold. And then I realize, oh, hell, I forgot to do this one from yesterday. So right now it's 10:05 a.m. in California. I would send these two out. And then maybe tomorrow, I'm not going to send out anything because I'll send this one out on Thursday. I'll schedule that right now for Thursday. Then maybe what I'll do is I would come in here to the dashboard, and you could also click on follow. In fact, let me do that. Let me click on, if I go to follow-ups, just so you can see this here. And if I go to email blast, they are here as well. And so then I may come in here, right? So here are pending home sales, and then either schedule that or send that out either later in the same day or the next day. So Rod, hopefully that helped out and that made sense for you. So you want to call today. Good to see everybody. Anybody else have any questions before I let you go? With that then, thank you so much for joining us. If you like the video on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for everybody else, make sure stay in tune with our 1-minute lead gen tips. Hey everybody, the newest marketing pack from Listings to Leads is out, and this one is so I would make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, because if you do, then you would have known about this a couple of days ago, right? So make sure. Hey everybody, super excited to walk through a new seller lead funnel that came to us from a client. I'm probably more, look at this. So much great stuff in here that I walk you through. And again, they're all 1 minute long. Super, super easy stuff, right? Avoid foreclosure landing pages, right? Google ads for listings, talking about the eFlyers. Our investors offer, this is a great one. If you got an area, like I said earlier, we got the email. This is where I'm talking about the landing page. So anyways, you get the idea. So make sure you like and follow us on YouTube. So thank you, everybody. Have an awesome day. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, on our GeoFarm Circle prospecting call. We'll see you then.